So we were able to get our scuba certification over this last summer, which was really fun. It's something that I've always wanted to do. I've been snorkeling quite a bit, but there's just a limitation to how far you can go, and there's so much more down there. So I talked Hannah into coming along with me.
Yep, and I came along, got my scuba certification with my dad. I never thought I'd be scuba certified or have that big old thing on my back. But we got it done and we did it in Kansas City in a swimming pool. And then we finished our certification in Arkansas, which is pretty cool. But it's nothing like what we experienced when we snorkeled the shipwreck here in the British Virgin Islands.
We dove the shipwreck
Yes, when we dove the shipwreck. Not snorkel. We were down deep under the water.
for sure. So we got out here and our goal initially was to try to get a day mooring right there at uh, right off Salt Island. And unfortunately, all the day moorings were full. So we went over to Cooper Island, got a mooring ball there, and then got to take about a mile and a half dinghy ride over,
I thought that was fortunate. Not unfortunately, but fortunately, we got to take a mile and a half dinghy ride.
which was quite exciting because we got some air, got some waves, got some spray. I should say more than spray. We got waves in our face and made it over, got to where we could tie the dinghy up there just on the side of Salt Island, which is right above the wreck that we were able to dive. So this wreck is actually a British ship that sunk in 1867. It's a mail and cargo ship that was loading up here in the Virgin Islands and was caught in a hurricane and wrecked right there off of Salt Island. It was the wreckage was spread out quite a ways. Unfortunately, several people, I don't know the number exactly, but over 100 people that were on board the ship died. I'm not sure if everyone died, but quite a few people died. And from what I understand, they're actually buried right there on Salt Island. And there's a memorial there, which I haven't seen. But we were able to see the wreck, which was pretty phenomenal. So to have our first dive be the wreck of the Rhone, which is the name of the ship, was pretty cool. What do you think about it, Hannah?
Yeah, it was cool. It's crazy to see like how intact everything was. I mean, obviously it doesn't look exactly like a ship, but just the pieces of it that are still there after all these years. It's pretty cool. And then just to see kind of how the wildlife or the sea life has made it their home and the fish swimming around there and the coral and everything that's grown off of the ship is really cool. Definitely something that yeah, I think it's so cool to have the tank on so you can just stay down there for a while and explore it. Just really cool to see up close and not just at the surface of the water.
The aft or the back part of the ship is right there off Salt Island, so we were able to just go off the back of the dinghy, get down in the water, and you can see the propeller there at the back. It's probably around 40 feet or so is the depth right there, and it kind of gets deeper as you get further away from the island. I'd say 40, 45 feet somewhere along there. Um, but you can see the propeller. You're going down in there. It almost looks like a cave as you're going under the back part of the ship. And obviously, there's always a lot of animals and so forth, fish swimming around there. Hoping to see a shark, but we didn't see any of those, but quite a few fish. And then as you go away from the island, you just see just more parts of the wreckage. You can see kind of the ribbing of the ship and just, there's little portholes and we were able to swim up next to those and see what was down through there. And that you could spend, from what I hear, you could spend a couple hours going across and seeing the whole thing. Unfortunately, we only had one tank each, so we were limited on what we could do. And it was our first real dive out in the ocean, so we were being a little bit cautious, I think, but it was, what a dive to have your very first dive be something like this. Any comments, Hannah? What'd you think of that?
Yeah, I yeah, it was very cool. Very fortunate to have that be my first dive. Again, I never thought I'd do anything like that. So to do something like that in the ocean, the British Virgin Islands and see a wreck, I think that's pretty awesome.
Well, especially with the water quality here. I mean, anywhere else, the water's murky and muddy, but it's so crystal clear here that not only can you see the wreck almost from the surface, but then as you get down there, you can see everything clearly. Looking back up at the surface, you can see that it's just so
Mhm.
clear.
Yeah, even if you're not scuba certified, just take your snorkel and some goggles out there and you can see it, yeah, right from the surface of the water.
So we got we saw all that we felt like we could see with the air that we had in our tanks. We got back up, loaded everything back up in the dinghy, and got to head our mile and a half back. Also, with quite a bit of spray, quite a bit of waves, but the weather at least was nice and sunny, and we had a great time.
Super fun. Highly
Everybody's
recommend.
everybody's got to try it. Everybody get scuba certified. Come back out.
And yeah, if you have to take a dinghy ride out a mile and a half, enjoy it.
And now that we're experts, we'll take you